A fitting welcome. That's what Michigan gave USC, and that's what Tennessee gave Oklahoma, as they are now part of new conferences inside the Big Ten and the SEC. We're going to talk about that. Also, what in the hell happened at Chapel Hill on Saturday? Let's talk about it. Bear down the gridiron starts right now.
I feel blessed, that's evident. I'm the best I've ever been. So if they ask you how I feel, what's up? I'ma tell you I feel amazing. I feel blessed, that's evident. I'm the best I've ever been. So if they ask you how I feel, what's up? I'ma tell you I feel amazing. I feel blessed, that's evident. I'm the best I've ever been. So if they ask you how I feel, I'ma tell you I feel amazing. I feel blessed, that's evident. I'm the best I've ever been. So if they ask you how I feel, I'ma tell you I feel amazing.
What's up, good people? How y'all doing today on this Wednesday, September 25th, 2024? I am in the building. This is bearing down a gridiron. We got some college football stuff to talk about. As you heard in the opening, Michigan and Tennessee gave fitting welcomes to USC and Oklahoma. We gonna try to find out what the hell happened in Chapel Hill over the weekend, and also in Provo, because a Big 12 school got blasted on the road. But before we get to all that, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for subscribing. Those who have subscribed to our YouTube channel, the Playmakers Blog YouTube channel. If you haven't, hit that notification, hit that bell if you're watching on our YouTube channel, so that you can be here when we go live or when we post any of our videos up here on the Playmakers Blog Sports Network. Also, you can watch this on the Playmakers Blog Facebook channel and my personal Darnell Silence LinkedIn page. This episode of the Bearing Down the Grim will be available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and the Real Wise Radio. Shout out to my man, Real Wise. You'll be hearing this Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. to 12, getting you ready for kickoff of your noon games on the Real Wise Radio. And also, you can hear this on 502 American Angel, Friday prime time after shooting lights out. So those are all you can catch bearing down the gridiron day. Now, let's get started, because you know, those of you who are new, got to get you your news and notes, and I do that in the 2-minute drill. And to begin our 2-minute drill, Memphis, Tulane, South Florida, and Texas San Antonio all commit to the American Conference amidst interest from the Pac-12. Pac-12 did show interest in these schools, but Pac-12 ended up doing something else, and these 4 schools here are staying in the American Conference as of right now. Plus, anything is liable to change, because we know we've seen what Conference Carolina has done thus far, and anything is possible when it comes to college football. Let's just call it what it is. Anything's possible. All right. Quinn Ewers questionable for the SEC debut of Texas when they play host to Mississippi State this weekend. Archie Manning did look good. He had his little struggles early on, but overall looked good in his first career start in college. So necessarily won't be a bad thing to see Archie Manning start on Saturday. But you would like to see Quinn Ewers, get his taste of the SEC football, because he has been the starter quarterback for the last 2 seasons, and then this season. So we want to see him get his shine. But Archie Manning versus Mississippi State shouldn't be a problem. You still got Georgia on the schedule, you still got Oklahoma on the schedule. So I'm pretty sure they can get Quinn Ewers back for the big games. If Archie needed to start this game, it shouldn't be no problem. I think Texas can handle business at home against Mississippi State. All right? No problem. Now let's get to a little more serious news. Tropical storm Haley forces FMU to postpone Alabama A&M game. Yes, those of you who know me, yes, I am living in the state of Florida. And yes, we do have right now that is a tropical storm Haley bearing down through the Gulf Coast, not the Atlantic Coast, the Gulf Coast coming. So not only Florida, looking at Florida, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi State too, I think. Yeah, the state of Mississippi as well. All could be impacted within the next 12 to at least 12 to the next 72 hours. Going into the weekend, if I'm being honest, it's possible. So, yes, Florida A&M postponed their game against Alabama A&M due to right now tropical storm Haley, who could be a hurricane in a short amount of time. Okay, so those of you who are in these areas, and I'm in one of them, I'm in Jacksonville, so it's possible I could get hit too. Hope y'all getting ready, getting safe, because there's a projection that Haley could be a hurricane category 3 by the time he makes landfall into Florida. So we want to make sure everybody's prepared. Everybody's got everything that they need. And hopefully you are safe and sound when and if the hurricane hits. All right. Now, back to Pac-12, because Utah State accepts an invitation to become the 7th member of the rebuilding Pac-12. Now, those of you who was with me last week, we talked about Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, and Boise State all joining the Pac-12 along with Oregon State and Washington State. Now we add in Utah State. Utah State is moving on. They are coming in. And it says Utah State accepting an invitation to join the Pac-12 and become the newly formed conference 7th member. After receiving a formal application, the Pac-12 Board of Directors voted unanimously to admit Utah State into its league, effective July 1st, 2026. The moves comes amid a dazzling few days of realignment that saw the Pac-12's interest in a handful of American Conference schools get rebutted. The Mountain West expect to retain a commitment from key member Air Force, and UVA's decision becomes uncertain after its commitment to the Mountain West earlier in the day was not formalized. Yes, this is getting interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, my brother Coach Johnson's in the building. What's up? My man Coach said Pac-12 would have to reshape themselves as the state conference. How about the Pacific State Conference? Because the PAC really stands for Pacific Athletic Conference. So let's drop the A and put the S right there. Pacific State Conference, because you got all the states. Washington State, Oregon State, Boise State, Colorado State, Utah State. That's state. Jeez Louise. But we're not done with the Pac-12 and their poaching of the Mountain West. because UNLV says, "Oh, well, since Utah State is joining the Louis Farm Pac-12, I think we probably need to look at options for ourselves because UVA is suspected to re-engage in conversation with the Pac-12 after its commitment to the Mountain West early in the day was not finalized. UVA agreed to moderate the understanding to return to the Mountain West, but that was predicted of all 8 remaining schools agreeing to stay. When Utah State decided to not return and go to the Pac-12, sources says UNLV officials agreed to pause and further explore their options. UNLV was set to take a deal from the Mountain West that included it and Air Force receiving a significant lump pay to stay in the league and be one of its linchpin. The decision by ULV to explore this option leaves the Mountain West potentially in flux, as Air Force commitment early in the day and UNLV's initial commitment on Monday were reviewed as positive signs that the league could leverage its buyout money for the departing schools to stay. Well, I wonder if Air Force is going to reconsider now. And quite honestly, I was actually looking for the Air Force going to the American Conference because you would have had Air Force, Army, and Navy all in one conference. That would have been something. That would have been something to behold. But I said that last week. Hey, Air Force made their decision. But with Utah leaving, the Mountain West is looking like UNLV, Air Force, Hawaii, New Mexico, Nevada, San Jose State, and Wyoming. As of right now, the Mountain West will be down to 7 schools. Who knows? San Jose State might join the Pac-12 next. Just to keep the line going of states in the Pac-12. And that would be funny, though, if San Jose State does join the Pac-12. That would be real funny. All right, moving on. Speaking of the Pac-12, files poaching penalty lawsuit in federal court. The Pac-12 filed a lawsuit in federal court Tuesday challenging the legitimacy of a poaching penalty included in a football scheduling agreement is signed with the Mountain West Conference back in December. With Oregon State and Washington State scrambling late last year to fill their 2024 football schedules in the wake of the Pac-12's collapse, they came to terms with the Mountain West on a 1-year agreement that added 6 Mountain West opponents to each of the remaining Pac-12 schools' schedule. As part of the agreement, the Mountain West included language that required the Pac-12 to pay a fee of $10 million if a school left the Mountain West for the Pac-12, with escalators of $500,000 for each additional school. Well, they already put 6 out of there already, or 5 out of there already. So this is getting interesting. Quote, this action challenges an anti-competitive and unlawful poaching penalty that the Mountain West imposed on the Pac-12 to inhibit competition from members of schools in collegiate athletics. That's what the suit says. The poaching penalty settles the Pac-12 will exert and prize monetary fees for engaging in competition by accepting Mountain West member schools into the Pac-12. The Mountain West imposed this poaching penalty at the time when the Pac-12 was desperate to schedule football games for its 2 remaining members and had little leverage to reject this negative resent on competition. Do the Pac-12 have a chance to win this lawsuit? Because the Mountain West was ahead of the curve. They knew what the possibility was going to be. Yeah, we can put our conference on y'all schedule, but knowing that might not be enough for y'all. So I'm curious. Does the Pac-12 have any leverage in this? This a thought. I'm not a law major. I don't know much about the laws and all this other stuff, the language and all that, but it does beg the question, what kind of leverage does the Pac-12 have, if they have any? Because the Mountain West seemed like they knew what was coming, and they was prepared, just in case. We got to get to the Mountain West. It was ahead of the curve. It was one step ahead. Nebraska AD requests no more Friday games except Black Friday. Despite a working atmosphere last Friday night at Nebraska Memorial Stadium, the school is not looking for a repeat event. Athletic Director Troy Denny said Tuesday he sent a letter to the Big Ten Commissioner Tony Patney requesting that Nebraska no longer host Friday night games other than its traditional Black Friday contest against rival Iowa, which take place every other year. Denny, speaking on the Huskers radio network, said he wrote a letter with support from the University Chancellor Rodney Bennett and the University of Nebraska Assistant President Jeffrey Gold. Nebraska canceled in-person class Friday to allow students to prepare for the game against Illinois, which drew the school's 400th consecutive sellout. 400th consecutive sellout at Memorial Stadium. The Huskers squandered a late lead and fell 31-24 in overtime, which I'm going to get to in that game when we get to our Gridiron roundup. Denny went on and says, quote, just because of the size of the stadium and the locale, I don't think we want to be canceling in-person classes. I'm sure the students don't mind, but at the end of the day, the more we can avoid that, I think the better off everybody will be. Is this really an academic thing that you're doing here? I want to ask that question. Is this really an academic thing you're doing here? Or there's another reason that you don't want to put out there? I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Because you canceled one day of school. One day of school. So we can have a Friday night game in Nebraska, which was sold out. The student body was there. And I ain't going to talk about the game just yet. I'm doing it in the Gridiron roundup. So what's the real issue of having Friday night game? Now, if you saying this is strictly academic, okay. But I just feel like it's more to it than just canceling classes on us here and there Friday. You know? Now, if Cole is still watching, I would love to hear his thoughts because this is the kind of stuff Cole loves to talk about. This is the kind of thing Cole Johnson will talk about. Shoot, I might put it on the notes for him tomorrow morning so he can talk about it. I don't know yet. But I just want to know. But as I continue on, Michigan Athletic Director Wendell Moore spoke early this month on the School's Conquering Heroes podcast, saying the Wolverines would not be hosting Friday night games. Other Big Ten schools with massive stadiums such as Ohio State, Penn State have resisted hosting Friday games. This season, 6 Big Ten schools don't play on Fridays, while 6 other will play 2 Friday contests, including first-year members USC, Washington, and Oregon. So I just want to throw the question. Are we doing this for academic reasons, or what is the reason why you don't want to do Friday night games? Why you don't want to do primetime games? Primetime games. This is a primetime game on a Friday. You ain't got to worry about people going out somewhere they shouldn't be at, drinking. They can drink at the game, enjoy the game, and go home. That's like plain and simple. So I have to ask the question. Is it really academics or there's something else to it that you don't want? Like, easy money? Well, what are we doing? Because if you're Nebraska, you just have 400 consecutive sellouts. And we saying 400. Be talking about the years that you weren't even worth a darn thing. And you still had sellouts. So it can't. So I need to know something. What is it? Because I truly don't believe that it's an academic thing. I really don't. So it has to be more to it than that. So what is it? What is it? I have never seen Michigan. I can say this. I've never seen Michigan host a Friday night game. I've never seen Ohio State host a Friday night game. I don't know if Penn State ever hosted a Friday night game either. But you know how crazy it would be at College Station in Pennsylvania for a Friday night game and a whiteout, which they like to do. Man, look here. Cole Johnson says, strictly academic, clown stop line. These schools ain't making much money on Friday night versus Saturday night. As Chris Tucker would say, follow the money, follow the money. And he said it on Rush Hour 2, by the way. Oh, yeah, trust me, I know my Rush Hours. And I know which one he said it in. So I'm just throwing that out there because, like, Oregon, Washington, USC, the new members of the Big Ten, are only playing 2 Friday night games. So you tell me Nebraska, Ohio State, Michigan, none of y'all can handle 2 Friday night games in the season? Just 2? Even 1? What? Nothing wrong with a Friday night game. It's Friday night. The weekend began. This is how society works. Once that last bell or that clock is done on a Friday afternoon, it's the weekend. And the weekend ain't over until they go to sleep Sunday night. Sometimes Monday morning, if you're being completely honest. So you can't handle 1 or 2 Friday night games? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. And then finally, this is an interesting news, but I know this one for sure. Cole Johnson, I'm putting this on your list for tomorrow. Okay. Now, if you want to use it on the sports part of the show, you can. But if you want to do something separate, you can too as well. But this is definitely going to be on the list. I can tell you that now. Matthew Slisn in an L dispute with UNLV hangs on verbal offer. UNLV quarterback Matthew Sluker left the undefeated Rebels on Tuesday night over claims of unfulfilled verbal NIL promises from a UNLV assistant coach, a decision that illuminates the fragile current of the college football system when it comes to name, image, and likeness. Suka's agent, Marcus Komet, I see. Marcus Komet tells ESPN that UNLV didn't come through on a verbal offer of $100,000 from an assistant coach. The quarterback's father, Barshula, told ESPN that head coach Barry Odom later said in a phone conversation that the offer wasn't valid because it didn't come from him, but rather from offensive coordinator who declined to comment to ESPN. UNLV said Wednesday in a statement that Schuler's representation made financial demands upon the university and its NIL collective in order to continue playing. UNLV athletics interpret these demands as a violation of the NCAA play-for-play rules as well as Nevada state law, the school said in a statement. Quote, UNLV does not engage in such activity, nor does it respond to impending threats. UNLV has honored all previous agreed upon scholarships for Matthew Sluke. Close quote. Wow. You know, see, this is a very dicey situation. The only interesting thing about it is it's not coming from a big-time program. It's coming from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, UNLV. Who's undefeated, by the way, playing good football. They went to Lawrence, Kansas, and knocked off the Kansas Jayhawks when they was ranked, I think, 14 in the country at the time. And I think that was 2 weeks ago because I picked Kansas. No, I didn't. I was thinking about putting that game on the slate, but I didn't. However, first of all, why is your assistant coaches out here making promises that they can't cash? That's the first thing. Okay. If the head coaches are the ones that are able to make this thing happen and not assistant coaches, then why is your assistant coach promising $100,000? I don't want to say the kid lying because I'm pretty sure I don't think he want to lie about getting paid $100,000 to play college football. But this is the problem. The NCAA has not found a way to structuralize the aim, image, and likeness system. Now we hit to the point where promises have been made by people who shouldn't be making them. Then we're not following through because the head coach, who was the leader of the program, didn't make that commitment. Or we have guys transferring left and right because they ain't getting playing time. And they ain't getting playing time. They can go somewhere else and get more money and actually play. The NCAA has not found a way to structuralize this at all. And it's getting more and more and more detriment every day. This man, who is on an undefeated team right now, who is in line to make the college football player, and they keep playing the way that they're playing, is now leaving because he can't get $100,000. He don't want to play no more. So I asked the question: if your assistant coaches are not allowed to make offers to recruits, why are they out there recruiting then? I know you can't do it on your own, but guess what? You need to be involved some type of way, especially with this name, image, and likeness is out there. Because according to him, the assistant coach, he didn't say the head coach. He said the assistant coach offered him $100,000. But the head coach says, I didn't validate that. I didn't push that through. So what are we doing? What are we doing? Why is your assistant coach promising something that you're not going to validate? See, as you can see, college football is quickly changing. I remember one time you didn't have to care about getting paid. You just wanted to play college football. You just want to be a part of the atmosphere, the tradition, just to get to feel what it's like to be a college football player, especially in the lakes like Penn State, back then Florida, even the Florida State, Texas, Michigan, Ohio State. You just want to be part of the tradition. It's like the tradition made you want to be a football player in college. It's like, man, I want to feel like what it'd be in the atmosphere. What it'd be like if I had my jersey on with my helmet on, pads, playing in that atmosphere right now. What it feel like? That's what it used to be. Now that we are paying athletes, and in certain cases, the way that the NCAA makes money, kind of you can see why they should get paid, because all the money NCAA is making and the kids ain't getting paid. What the heck? But all of a sudden, the NCAA didn't want to get out in front of it. They didn't want to put a structure together that is like reasonable to make for the athletes to make money reasonably. Why not slowly killing college football, which is happening right about now? Because now I'm not getting paid. I don't want to play for y'all no more. I don't care. I'm just going to wear a shirt. I'm going to go somewhere else for my final year, because he only has 1 year left. This year is his final year. He only played 4 games, so he can redshirt and keep that year of eligibility, which is another thing the NCAA might need to look at. Does playing 4 games allow you to be redshirted now with the fact that you can get paid to play now? And guys like him can do that? Yeah, look at that too now. NCAA need to put everything on the table. What we gonna do, what we not gonna do. Until y'all do that, y'all gonna keep running into problems like this. And UNLV is in the midst of it. You just lucky it's UNLV and they're not a Ohio State or a Notre Dame or a Michigan or a Alabama or a Georgia in this sense. Because if we get to one of the big time schools like this, everybody will be talking about it. Now, people are talking about it, but not a lot, because it's UNLV. People ain't really paying attention to UNLV. people ain't really paying attention to the Mountain West, even though I talked about them for almost 30 minutes in this 2-minute drill. But NCAA, you gonna have to do something, because if you don't, this gonna get out of hand, and you ain't gonna have no control over NCAA sports ever again. You better figure it out now, and stop wasting your goddamn time like y'all always do. Just throwing that out there. All right, yeah, that's the 2-minute drill. Before we go to our first commercial break of the day, Cole had some things to say. Let's see what he had to say. He says, Pac-12 played Friday night because they didn't want to be buried playing Saturday night. Game since kickoff Saturday night began around 10 p.m. on the East Coast. Yep. That is true. Nope, they can't handle 1 or 2 Friday night games. They want to compete with the SEC. They want that SEC money, and they ain't there yet. Well, play on Friday night. 400 consecutive sellout, and it was on a Friday night. That tells you if you play on a Friday night, people are still going to show up regardless. All right, regardless. These schools are hating the fact that these young men are getting their own money. The institutions can't promote. We train up amateur athletes while sinking millions of dollars in a game in ads. That was the whole point of why it came as such a big thing. The fact the power is in the players' hands made these programs toss their hands in the sky. No longer can they say these kids come out of our school because of tradition. They want to be broken off that cheddar. And he also says, the more a school makes it rain on players, the more they are willing to wear their name with the school names in front of their jerseys. I mean, still. Now, if he goes somewhere else, and he ain't good enough to play at that level, what he gonna look like then? That is my question. As we go on the break.
I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition,
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony, or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Shop hats and official sports gear at Lids. Lids is the leader and #1 destination for hats, gears, and everything that moves you, making it the perfect shop for fans to find official sports hats, merchandise, and gear. Represent your team, your town, and your style with a snapback adjustable fitted hat or beanie from thousands of college and pro teams. Browse the very latest sports jerseys and t-shirts from the best teams out there. Lids has officially licensed professional and college sport team apparel and hats featuring the hottest brands and trends. Shop online or visit one of the 100 stores across the country. Locker Rooms by Liz.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts. Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We're going to see about Cup. And running back Kerryon Williams to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts.
All right, welcome back to Bearing Down the Gridiron right here on the Wednesday. And Coach Johnson having fun in the chat. What are people in Lincoln going to do? The only game in town is Nebraska. Never been to Nebraska, so I have no idea. The second biggest population center in the state of Nebraska is Memorial Stadium in Lincoln on any given fall Saturday. But it did a game on Friday night last week. And it still was sold out. So, I mean, what's the problem? Tell me what's the problem. That's all I got to say. Yeah, tonight, later on tonight, Eagles Elite Podcast, my man Cool McCain, Eagles Diva, and White. They're going to talk about a nice victory for the Philadelphia Eagles down in the Big Easy, the New Orleans, Louisiana, over the New Orleans Saints, holding down the number one offensive team in the NFL to only 12 points in their own building. That's a damn good victory. But they'll talk about it on their show, how they feel about it. But for me, we're going to go ahead and get into our Gridiron Roundup. And to begin our Gridiron Roundup, we're going to start right there what we've been talking about. Lincoln, Nebraska. It was the 22nd Cornhuskers hosting the 24th ranked Fighting Illini. It went in overtime because somehow the Nebraska Cornhuskers could hold on to a late lead. Illinois scored, and it went in overtime, and they shut them down in overtime. They got the ball. Illinois got the ball first, scored right away. No time, no wasted, scored. And they shut down Nebraska in overtime. Just disappointed because I did pick Nebraska. after what they did, after what they were showing, I did not think Illinois would be able to do another stunner because I like how they stunned Kansas. I didn't think they was going to stun Nebraska, and I was wrong both times. So great job, Nebraska. Gave you faith and you blew it. At home too, by the way. Matter of fact, the one against Kansas the one against Kansas was in Illinois, Champaign, Illinois, by the way. But yeah, Nebraska blew it. That was Friday night on the 20th. 21st was a Sunday. And we saw, these are the numbers, don't care. We saw Clemson. Looked like the old Clemson. 59-35 beatdown. And then, what in the blue hell happened in Chapel Hill? What in the blue hell happened in Chapel Hill? We're gonna talk about that. There's no way I'm not going to talk about that. And then the big one of the first big one of the early afternoon, the 3:30 slate, USC first Big Ten matchup in the Big House against Michigan. But first, we're going to Chapel Hill. Goddammit! What in the hell happened here? What in the hell happened here? Now, those of you see the big 70 right there, right? Don't even worry about them scoring 70. Look what they did in the first half. They were up 53-21 at the end of the first half. What in the hell happened, Mike Brown? What kind of team did you put on the field in Chapel Hill? What was that? And the thing is, they scored in every way that you can think of imaginable that James Madison scored. They scored on offense, they scored on defense, and they scored on special teams. All in the first half. What the hell was going on? I mean, last year you started off great, and then you fell off right around basketball season, which is ironic because you see what Cole Johnson put in the chat, which is very ironic. James Madison played at basketball school. Bruh, basketball season started in November. Y'all ain't even gonna wait to November. Because that's when you fell off last year. You fell off in November. You ain't even gonna wait November this year. You're just gonna fall off the mount right away. And you came in undefeated. Both of y'all came in undefeated. You were 3-0, they was 2-0. And they walked in there. And dropped 53 in one half. 53. I was like, this is really happening right now. What the hell is this? Cole, you can say they scored 29 in the second half. They gave up 53 in the first half. That's still a big difference. We're talking 24 points. We're talking 4 possessions. Jeez. And then Matt Brown comes out. He has no plans on retiring retiring this year or stepping down this year. Well, you better figure something goddamn out because damn, James Madison whooped your ass in your own building. North Carolina's football team allowed a basketball score to take place on the gridiron. Yes. I didn't know what. I'm like, this is. If I was able to watch that game, I would have, because I would have loved to see the look on the fans' faces to see this. Like, this is legit happening to y'all right now. And the ironic thing is, you know what James Madison's called? James Madison called the Dukes. The Dukes dropped 70 on a Carolina team. If you want ironicness. The Dukes dropped 70 on Carolina. And I'm pretty sure the Duke University was having a blast with them after that. Damn, we ain't even get to y'all yet. And Duke's already beat you. But, man, look here. Let me move on here. I got to get through this. Look at this man, Criswell, threw 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, while Barrett III threw 5 touchdowns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 touchdowns on the North Carolina defense. Let me move on because if y'all did see the title of the show, that is the main talking point. And the first one of the business is that the Michigan Wolverines gave the USC Trojans a fitting welcome to the Big Ten. It was a great game to watch on CBS. It's still strange to hear Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson call Big Ten games instead of SEC games. I'm still trying to get used to that. And also still trying to get used to Kurt Herstry and Chris Fowler calling SEC games at prime time, but I'm gonna get to that later on when we get to Tennessee. But a fitting welcome to the Big Ten. Michigan gave USC 24-27, damn near on a walk-off touchdown. And the simple thing is, what played USC last year showed up against Michigan. You can't tackle the freaking ball carrier. Let me go to the statistics. Mullins broke 4 tackles when he went for like 60-something yards to set up his game-winning touchdown on the final drive of Michigan. Three to 4 missed tackles. Bruh, do y'all know? This man, matter of fact, let me I want to make sure I got it right. So let me go. I want to make sure I got his runs right, because even they said it on the broadcast. Like three damn runs really was the difference between USC walking out 1-0 in the Big Ten and them walking out 0-1. Literally. Like, I don't understand. I really don't. Mullins, 3 minutes left in the first quarter, 53-yard touchdown run. That's one run over 50 yards. Oh, he also had a pick 6, which was not a smart throw by Millimos. That was not a smart throw at all. That was a terrible decision on your part, sir. But yeah, you live and learn. Donovan Edwards, 41-yard touchdown run. This man, that running game for Michigan was ridiculous. All because USC can't tackle. Jonathan Matthews, Sports Judge, I'm calling you out. What the hell happened to your defense? You looked good against LSU week 1. You was handling business. I forgot who you played next. You get to Michigan. Oh, you can't tackle. Here we go, all over again. What the hell happened? All you had to do was take the damn ball carrier. That's all you had to do. Take the ball carrier, and you come out with a dub. And it would not have been pleasant for Michigan and Michigan fans. Because that would have been 2-2 on the season, looking like, are we even gonna make the playoffs? But now they beat you. Now they looking real good right about now. Millimos, you did have a nice game, 283, but that pick that you do, that was not a smart decision. And then Muzz won for 160 yards with 2 touchdowns. I mean, bruh, Orgy, the quarterback for Michigan, only threw for 32 yards. Do y'all see that? Michigan did not do anything passing-wise. Run. And you know they gonna run. That's the crazy part. You know what's coming. And y'all can't stop it. And y'all just can't stop it. Michigan literally threw for 32 yards. They ran for 290 yards. What? Oh my gosh. I just don't know. I just don't know. USC, welcome to the Big Ten. Continue on our slate. LSU, they took care of the other LA school. That would be UCLA Bruins. They dubbed them up 34-17. I'm gonna come back to Oklahoma State and Utah, but shout out to SMU. Cole, I know you didn't like this game too much, but I didn't expect SMU to drop 66 on them. I did not expect 66 to get dropped on TCU like that. I really did. Damn. Just damn. 66. Well, we know who owns the Dallas area this year. But let me get my laugh on. Oh. Well. Utah, they took a trip to Oklahoma Stillwater. They face off the Oklahoma State Cowboys as members of the Big 12 for the first time. And you know the title says a fitting welcome. And we had a picture of Michigan and Tennessee. We didn't have a fitting welcome, but a picture of, Mike Gundy and the Oklahoma State Cowboys, because guess what? They could not beat Utah. 22-19, and the score wasn't even that close, to be quite honest with you. As you can see, they scored 16 points in the fourth quarter. That tells you what Utah was doing to Oklahoma State. And it's quite funny because if y'all recall, do y'all know who I picked to win the Big 12? No, it wasn't Mike Gundy. No, it was not Mike Gundy and the Oklahoma State Cowboys. No, it wasn't them. No, it wasn't Kansas State. No, it wasn't Kansas State. No, I didn't pick Kansas State. Nope, I ain't picked them either. Oh, I picked Utah. First year out the gate. You can come right in, take over the Big 12. Well, they got one check mark going on right now. They already knocked off Oklahoma State. And Cole Johnson's probably laughing because he know what clip he used when he did my bearing down the grid down commercial. I knew it. I just knew it. My God, he would. Oh my God, this is why I didn't pick y'all. This is exactly why. You lose games like this. Bauman, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Do you just like throwing touchdowns and picks at the same time? Don't get me wrong. They had Utah had to start Zach Wilson's little brother, I think Aaron Wilson. He threw 2 picks and a touchdown, but man, did they run the ball down to y'all damn throats. Bernard, 25 carries, 182 rushing yards. Just, y'all are who we thought y'all are. Yes, I'm putting a quote from the late, great Dennis Green, R.I.P., sir. They are who we thought they are. And that's the Oklahoma State Cowboys. They are who we thought they are. Thank you, Utah, for making it plain and clear from you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, Coach Johnson says USC has had one job, and they found out to be something a big house. Get on that mullet, Mike Gundy. See, this is why I picked Utah. This is why I picked the Utes. This is why I picked the Utes, because I knew Oklahoma State, they're going to lose the games that I think they're going to win. So I went the other way. I can't deal with you, okay? I can't deal with you. See, I should go play that commercial just so y'all can hear which one Cole Johnson used, because I knew it. I just knew it. Mike Gundy, I just knew it. Mike Gundy and Oklahoma State, they won. I knew it. But you're on a 3-1, so you still got a lot of season left, so anything can happen. But I did pick Utah, and I'm starting to look pretty good. Michigan State, where it was in Boston to take on the Boston College Eagles, and I was like, I don't know how this game is going to go. Both teams look good, but I'm going to roll with the home team. And it was bandana night, too. I was like, yeah, I'm glad I picked Boston College, because bandana night, I don't like picking against Boston College. Well, most of the time when they had bandana night, you usually go against Florida State, so I had no choice but to pick Boston College. And most of the time, you would go Florida State way, which would suck. But this time, they did bandana night against Michigan State. I said, I gotta go Boston College, and Boston College did me right. We're gonna talk about Tennessee and Oklahoma, but real quick, the one at the bottom, the one that says 13, KSU 9, final 38, BYU. I'm going to say it like somebody that's very familiar that I love to watch, and Cole Johnson know who it is. Kansas State. Y'all got y'all ass whooped. This is just plain and simple. Y'all got y'all ass whooped. Avery Johnson, not the basketball player, but the college football player named Avery Johnson. How many turnovers you had? You had like 3 of them? Jeez. I was looking for a competitive game. And y'all got y'all ass handed to y'all. Avery Johnson threw 2 picks. 2 picks against BYU. They turned the ball over 3 times, if I remember correctly. I'm just like, this is 2 interceptions and on fumble loss, 3 turnovers. Y'all got your ass with them Provo by the BYU Cougars. Y'all should be ashamed of y'all goddamn self. Not saying that BYU ain't a good team. They undefeated. But damn. Like that? 38-9? Damn. Now, game of the week. It was in Norman, Oklahoma. College game day was there. It was my spotlight game of the week. 15-ranked Sooners hosting 6th-ranked Volunteers and the OU's first ever SEC game as members of the SEC. And the score might say a 10-point victory for Tennessee, but I'm pretty sure to Oklahoma and Oklahoma fans, and probably to Cole Johnson as well, it felt like a 30-point game. You felt bad for OU. OU couldn't do goddamn thing on offense. They couldn't do a goddamn thing on offense. Good gracious. That Tennessee got a damn defense, which is not good for me being a Florida fan. But they got a damn defense. Good gracious. The offense of Tennessee was struggling, but you wouldn't know it because that Tennessee defense was on top of OU. They was on top of it. Look at that. Look at this. 10-3 after 1. 9-0. So it was 19-3 at halftime. It was 22-3 going to the 4th quarter. That defense was on their ass. OU couldn't do nothing. Zip nada. It was you felt bad for Oklahoma. Except for Cole Johnson because he's a Texas fan, and anytime Oklahoma can get beat, especially in embarrassing fashion like Tennessee did to him, Cole Johnson's going to eat it up and love it. I mean, Amadial, I'm going to try to say his name once. Eli Amadial. That's okay numbers. Like 194 passing yards, 1 touchdown. But Hawkins Jr. 132 passing yards and 1 touchdown. And he was the leading rusher with only 22 yards rushing. Now, I'm going to let y'all know. Cole Johnson, he don't like seeing quarterbacks being the leading rusher on any football team. He might make an assumption because it is Oklahoma. But when your leading rusher is your quarterback and he only got you 22 yards, damn. Just damn. That's it. That's all you can muster up for your leading rusher is 20. Oklahoma ran the ball 34 times as a team. Do you know how many rushing yards they had as a team? As a team, they ran the ball 34 times. 34 yards. 36 yards. 34 carries, 36 yards. That is an average of 1.1 per attempt. 1.1 per rush. 1.1. That was Oklahoma's running attack. Now, you probably ask me, well, I bet Tennessee didn't do much better. 52 carries, 151 rushing yards. That's almost 3 yards a carry. That's literally damn near 2 more yards per carry than Oklahoma did. That's just terrible. 34 carries for 36 yards. Jeez Louise. Like I said, a fitting welcome to the SEC given by Tennessee to Oklahoma, and a fitting welcome by Michigan to USC for the Big Ten. A fitting welcome. Now, those of you who want to know how I'm doing, I went 6-4. Okay, Nebraska took an L. I did not expect an ass whooping being handed out in Chapel Hill, especially the way that North Carolina got their ass whooped. Y'all heard me about USC. All you had to do was tackle the goddamn ball carrier. You win the game, and don't even get me started on Kansas State. But 6-4, 24-16 overall. So I still feel pretty good. That's 8 games above 500. I think we can do better. I know we can do better. And then here's your newly top 25 list. The Longhorns are still number 1, followed by Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Miami. Cool, McCain, you better be happy and stop being hesitant on your happiness when it comes to the Miami Hurricanes. They are ranked 7 in the country. You ain't been relevant for how long? So enjoy it while you still can. The Oregon Ducks come at 8, Penn State 9, then Utah Utes coming in number 10. And then you see 11 through 15. Boise State is in there at 25. Nice to see Boise State. BYU's in there at 22. Nice to see them in the rankings. So there you go. That is our Gridiron Roundup for week number 4. We're going to take our other break here. And then when we come back, we got our campus tour and more foolishness from Cole Johnson, especially when it comes to Oklahoma. We'll be back.
College game.
The way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
The women's college game.
And how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference. They got their mojo now.
The WNBA.
AJ Wilson on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young.
Or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. The Big Ten.
How would people on the campus of Ohio State University, how would they look at Ryan Day?
The SEC.
Until somebody can show me that they can beat Georgia outside of Alabama, I got to roll with the Bulldogs.
The Big 12.
Mike Gundy, show me something. I picked you last year, okay?
The ACC.
I need Dabo Sweeney and the Clemson Tigers to show me that they are understanding what the mission is at hand.
And the Pac-12. Whoa. I'm sorry, the Pac-2. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down every single week all the hot college football games, bearing down the gridiron on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We will see about Cup. And running back Kyren Williams to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts.
Yep, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I did that on purpose. That is the all three of the shows that I do by myself, okay, with the help of Cole Johnson, who voiced all three of those commercials. Wanted to give him some love on that. Thank you, sir. And you heard what clip he used from the Big 12, right? And you see why I went Utah instead of Oklahoma State. Thought it's fun that y'all should know that and get to hear it and see it for yourself. So, thank you for that. And the foolishness of Coach Johnson continues. Quarterback should never lead your team in rushing. Ever. Can't do it. Can't do it. Thank you, Tennessee. Why keep talking? Nope, I'm not doing it. Nope. That's where it's gonna stop right there. You would not get me the same Rocky Top. That would never happen on this show. Never. And then he used what I did to Kansas State to Oklahoma. Oklahoma, you got your ass whooped. He said, and I love it. Stephen A. Smith laughed when the Cowboys lose. Told you the foolishness with Cole Johnson never ends. Oh yeah, no. Texas A&M ranked again? How dare they rank those scallywags? They lost to a school that just got beat down by Northern Illinois. Boo! Well, if you were paying attention, you would have known that that's the only loss thus far. So let's see if they can keep it. Because now, let's get to our campus tour, shall we? Oops, there we go. And to begin our campus tour, we're going to go right to Friday night in the Big Ten. Washington. Ooh. Remember, Cole, when we talked about this, you brought up a trip that you gonna see how it's gonna work out. And there's that trip. Washington Huskers traveling all the way to New Jersey to take on the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Now, mind you, Scarlet Knights are 3-0. The Washington Huskies are 3-1. This game is at 8 p.m. on Fox. Rutgers is a 2.5 point favorite at home. You was asking if that trip was going to come at some point. Here it is. There go that trip. That's that trip. Would it be too much for Washington to handle the fire all the way across the country? I mean, all the way across the country. Like Seattle's like up here. Okay, let me put my finger. Seattle's like up here in this corner right here, and they going all the way across the whole country just to get the Rutgers. That's interesting. Then it hit the Saturday slate. You know what I call this game? The I can't live up the expectation game. You know why? Because one of these two ain't gonna live up the expectation. Because one of these two schools gonna have their second loss in back-to-back weeks. Somebody got to lose 2 in a row. And it's in Manhattan, Kansas, where the 23-ranked Kansas State Wildcats hosting 20th-ranked Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Will the Mullet find a way to finally win a game that he can actually win in a ranked matchup? Or will Kansas State bounce back from that ass whooping that they took in Provo against the BYU Cougars? The I Can't Live Up to Expectations Bowl in Manhattan, Kansas. Oh, that's going to be a fun one to watch. Because I get the last who each other one loses. Because I knew damn well not to pick either one of y'all. Man, that's going to be lovely. Oh, my gosh. And if I know Cole Johnson, he want the Mullet to take his second consecutive L. He can care less about Kansas State. So that's going to be a fun one at 12 p.m. 3:30. AT&T Stadium. That's one boo from Coach Johnson. That's the fact that I say AT&T Stadium. It's going to be another boo because it features Texas A&M, who is ranked 24th in the land, And just for the heck of it, because I know how Coach Johnson is, he like to be petty. It might be a third boo because it's Arkansas. And what has Arkansas done for anybody lately? That's if I know Coach Johnson the way I think I do. Okay. Now let me look at this. By the way, Kansas State is 4.5 point favorite over the Cowboys. That's those y'all who will wait for that. Now, when I look at this game, we are talking about, let's see, 3-1 versus 3-1. Both teams are shockingly 3-1 at this moment in time. Can't be mad at that. 3:30 p.m. on ESPN. We got the Aggies of Texas A&M 4-point favorites according to Vegas. Okay. ESPN Analytics says this is a 56% chance that the Aggies will take down the Razorbacks. And like I told you there's three booths. One that the fact that I say Texas AT&T said, or two that I said is featuring Texas A&M, and three because they're just Arkansas. And this is what Coach Johnson says: the fact that Arkansas and Texas A&M agreed to play a game in Jerry's world should be outlawed. And he says, "I'm rooting for a tie. I just like the Razorback just a little bit less than the Aggies." I know this man too well. Told you, three boos. AT&T Stadium, Texas A&M, and in fact, it's just Arkansas. You just don't like Arkansas. I don't even know anybody who actually likes Arkansas. Well, I do know somebody who likes Arkansas. Let me take that back. Hope he ain't watching. But 3-1, okay. But you should be 4-0 if I'm being quite honest with you, Arkansas. You should be 4-0. You should be undefeated. You know why you should be undefeated? Because you sat there and you didn't finish off Oklahoma State. When you should have finished off Oklahoma State when you was in Stillwater. I think week 2. If I remember correctly. You should be 4-0, but you're not. And that's why. Okay. From Jerry World, we head to Orlando, Florida. The UCF Knights, who are undefeated. And it feels so good at 3-0, hosting the Colorado Buffaloes. 3-1 Colorado Buffaloes coming off an epic win against Baylor in overtime down in Boulder, Colorado. Now they coming to the bounce house. Coach Prime, you ready for the bounce house? Because I don't think you ever experienced the bounce house before. This UCF Knights team, they are still the UCF Knights of old. They still can run all around. They can still spread you out, make you defend every blade of grass there is out there. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was to tell you this spread, y'all gonna laugh y'all behinds off. I'm looking at the spread. That thing says 14.5 in favor of the UCF Knights. Oh my gosh. Coach Prime and the Buffaloes are 2 touchdown underdogs. Damn. ESPN Analytics says it's an 82% chance of UCF winning. They're not even giving Colorado 18%. It is 17.8%. Good gracious. If Coach Prime is using this as a billboard material, I don't feel so good about the Knights. I ain't know it's 14.5. I ain't see 14.5. Good gracious. Whoo, boy. Man, 14.5. That's a big much. That's a big much. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, Deion's coming back home. Deion experienced Florida State being the proverbial bounce house for the Sunshine State since when? They have never considered Florida State the bounce house. Don't you ever say that something like that ever again. There's a reason why Florida State, Florida, and Miami don't associate themselves with UCF. There's nothing bouncy with the three major schools. They want to hit you in the mouth and keep going about their business. There's no bouncing. That's a UCF thing. And speaking of bouncing, Notre Dame trying to bounce back in a very, very important game at home against 15th-ranked Louisville. Because if Notre Dame loses this game, you can kiss the playoffs goodbye. As well as me too, because I put y'all in my playoff system. So that's I'm gonna need y'all to Marcus Freeman. You can't lose this game. You can't lose this game. But it is Louisville, and Louisville ain't be getting talked about. Louisville has been flying under the radar, handling business, going about their way, just winning 3 games, being 3-0. But Notre Dame is a 6.5-point favorite. 6.5-point favorite, okay? That's Notre Dame. Can he live up to expectations? Because ESPN has the faith in him. If I'm looking at this right, 67.6% chance of winning is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and only 32.4% is in favor of the Louisville Cardinals. Very, very interesting to treat an undefeated team like Louisville this way. Very, very interesting by ESPN. Look at him. See, this is why I can't deal with Coach Johnson and the foolishness. The foolishness from Coach Johnson. And that game is exclusively, by the way, just Notre Dame Louisville, exclusively on Peacock, not NBC. No. See, they put a fast one on people, Cole. This game is not going to be on NBC. This game is going to be on Peacock. Because I'm pretty sure Notre Dame fans are like, all right, time to turn the NBC to watch it. You will not be watching this game on NBC. This game is strictly on Peacock. Oh, they put one on y'all on this one. And watch how many people going to forget this on Peacock and they're going to turn to NBC and be like, where's another Dame game at? No, it's exclusively on Peacock. Pay attention. Oh, they got them on this one. That's the funny part. I'm not even launching that comment. I refuse to. Speaking of exclusively on Peacock, 7 p.m. on Saturday. East Lansing, Michigan. Michigan State Spartans coming off their first defeat at the hands of Boston College. Now here come number 3 and the big bad wolf of Ohio State Buckeyes. Oh, exclusively on Peacock, 7 p.m. That's after Notre Dame and Louisville, by the way. And this is what Cole said. NBC was smart. Golden Domer fan would hate that. Do Michigan State have a chance in this game? That's the question. Do they have a chance? Like, is there any hope for the green and white against the big bad Ohio State Buckeyes? ESPN says no. 92.8% Ohio State. 20 Michigan State is a 24-point underdog. 24. Have fun, Michigan State. Have fun. That's all I got to say. Sticking at the 7 p.m. time hour and ESPN. It's a sneaky, interesting game all of a sudden. Very sneaky, interesting game. The 2-1 Stanford Cardinals getting a big-time ACC dub in the Q-Dome against the Syracuse Orangemen. They go from the Q-Dome to the Death Valley in the ACC when they head to Clemson, South Carolina, to take on the 17th-ranked Tigers. You know, the fact that you see, this is how I know you didn't pay attention to last week's episode. Because if you did, you would have known I did not have fun doing that episode at all. And if you'll notice, I didn't even laugh at Florida State when I did the episode. So that's how I know you weren't paying attention there, sir. Because if you did, you would have saw last week's episode and you would have understood what I was going through last week. And ironically, both Florida and Florida State ended up winning last Saturday. Ironically. You might need to go back and watch last week's episode and determine how much fun I had doing that. Talk about me having fun at Florida State expense. What's wrong with you? I didn't even have fun doing it last week. Why would I do it this week? Especially when they won. They beat Cal. Even though they shouldn't have won. For some reason, Cal can score points at Auburn, but they can't score points at Doak Campbell Stadium. Make it make sense. Stanford, even though they had a surprising start, nobody still believes yet. 21.5-point underdogs going into Death Valley. Nobody believes. Nobody. But NBC is showing the college game. But it's not Notre Dame. It is 19th ranked Fighting Illini of Illinois going to Happy Valley of College Station, Pennsylvania, to take on the 9th ranked Nittany Lions of Penn State. We are Penn State. Now, this is an interesting game because Illinois is having a surprising season. We're talking about surprising season for Stanford. Illinois is having a surprising season as well because who had Illinois 4-0 on their bingo card? Who had Illinois 4-0 on their bingo card? When I say 4-0 on their bingo card, we talking a win Eastern Illinois. Okay, we understand that one. A win at home against Kansas. Didn't see that coming. Central Michigan, we understand. And then they went on the road to Nebraska. We just talked about in our first game, and they beat Nebraska in overtime. Who had Illinois 4-0 on their bingo card? That's what I want to know. Because if you did, you need to go play the lottery. You might actually win the lottery for once. But now the fun should end here. Unfortunately, it's the 9th ranked Nittany Lions at home. But it's probably gonna be a whiteout because they love doing whiteouts in primetime games. So I'm looking forward to that. That's all I'm saying. Cold here. You should have had some fun because Florida State got whooped, and you were just pissed that the Florida Gators got a hand to them. It wasn't even fun watching Florida State get beat. It was literally depressing. Like, damn. There was no fun watching them lose the way that they've been losing. Like, this is embarrassing. This is legit embarrassing. And then on top of it, the Florida game was looking just as embarrassing as them. I was like, there's no fun in none of that. And yeah, you tried. You definitely tried. It's not Happy Valley when it comes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We are Penn State. Don't even try it. A sneaky game that I'm keeping an eye on in the Big 12. Cincinnati coming off a shutout win over Houston. Sorry, Cole. Yeah, them Cougars got shut out by Cincinnati last week. I watched that game. I was like, damn, Houston can't do nothing. Legit nothing. They got shut out. 34-0. If you want to know the score between Cincinnati and Houston last week, 34-0. They taking that and they going to Lubbock, Texas to take on the Red Raiders. If I know anything about the Red Raiders, they love offense games. They love shootouts. So I could see a shootout. Both teams are 3-1. I could see a shootout. But if Cincinnati continues to play defense the way they've been playing defense, Cincinnati might come up with a dub, even though they are 2.5-point underdogs going into Lubbock, Texas. And ESPN says 57.8% in favor of the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. Interesting choice there. Very interesting choice. And then we get to our spotlight game of the week. Spotlight game of the week. And I mean, there's only one game to really pay attention to. It is Tuscaloosa, Alabama, SEC matchup, top 5 matchup. For the first time in, I think, in a long time, or maybe ever, these two teams are facing each other with no title on the line. Number 2, the Bulldogs of Georgia, Number 4, the Crimson Tide of Alabama. It goes down in Tuscaloosa because again, it would be a Pat McAfee's gonna get his shine on once again. Will he do the who's that coming down the track for the Georgia Bulldogs, or is he gonna do the Roll Tide for the Crimson Tide fans down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama? Now, the last time these two teams faced, he did the I don't know, he did the whole Georgia chant, and then he reversed it and says, "No, I'm picking Alabama," and Alabama don't win it. So I'm looking forward to see what Pat McAfee does in Tuscaloosa this go around. This is going to be very interesting. Now, Kirby Smart had 2 weeks to be pissed off about that performance against the Kentucky Wildcats, which I don't know if that's a good thing for Kelly the Boy and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Okay. This is a little interesting here because if you know anything about Kirby Smart, look, beating Kentucky by 1 point doesn't sit well with Kirby Smart. So he gonna have these boys focused and ready to go. Now, do remember, Tropical Storm / Hurricane Haley is on her way to Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and possible Louisiana. Okay, so we got to keep an eye on that because this may affect the game. Now it does look good from Doppler's reports. It does look pretty good by the time they get to kickoff, but we never know. It's a hurricane. It's a freaking weather. Weather have a mind of its goddamn own, especially here in Florida. It can rain for 10 minutes and it'll be sun shining like a mud afterwards. And then all of a sudden it's pouring down raining 20 minutes later. And then 30 minutes later it's bright sunshine. You don't even know it rained. So we don't know when it comes to this hurricane / tropical storm. Okay, we just don't know. We just don't know. All right. Coach Johnson says, "I love Houston, but the Crews are as horrible in football as they are as See, this is what happens when you like me or Coach Johnson, and your fandom doesn't cloud your objectivity of the team that you love. I'm pretty sure that hurts Coach Johnson to say, but it's the honest truth." He also said it is strange. It's strange to see Alabama and Georgia face off, and it's not in December. They still might face off in December, even though Texas is looking real good. Your Longhorns look real good. I mean, very good right now. So the loser of this game could be on the outside looking in because Texas is looking that damn good, even though you do play Oklahoma and you do play Georgia coming up. That 1 point win in Lexington should have had Georgia drop more than one spot. You beat Kentucky by 1 point. 1 point! That's the Bulldogs we're talking about here. Get over it. Hopefully the storm will pass through the area by then. I just hope there won't be nobody. There'll be no wind or flood damages that occur. You never know when it comes to hurricanes and tropical storms when it comes to the South. You just never, ever know. All right. That will do it for our campus tour, but don't go nowhere. We're going to jump straight into our bear down, play 10. Give me the Scarlet Knights. That's a long trip for the Washington Huskies. Even though I do feel like they should be pissed off on taking one on the chin, like Cole mentioned earlier, to Washington State out of all teams. Washington State, you couldn't beat your in-state rival in Seattle in September. No weather problems, no rain, no snow, no coldness, no none of that. Perfect football condition weather, and you can't beat Washington State. Give me Scarlet Knights. Might be an upset for y'all by me picking Scarlet Knights. Honestly, I just flipped the coin and like, who should I roast more? And it's probably gonna be Mike Gundy and the Oklahoma State Cowboys. So give me Kansas State to bounce back from that devastating ass whooping that they took in Provo and send Mike Gundy back to Stillwater with 2 straight losses. Cole's gonna hate me. Cole's gonna hate me. Cole's gonna hate me because I'm picking the goddamn Aggies or Texas A&M to go into Jerry World and handle business against the Arkansas Razorbacks. All right, you can hate me this week. I don't care, but I have to be objective and honest. I'm picking Texas A&M. Damn it! Give me the Knights of UCF to. Hey, Coach Prime, welcome to the Big 12. I know Baylor gave you a welcome, but that wasn't a proper welcome. Allow us. This is our second year in the Big 12. Let us give you the proper welcome to the Big 12, Coach Prime, and UCF will handle business against Colorado. I'm taking Notre Dame, damn it. I picked y'all to get in the playoffs, so damn it, y'all better win this goddamn game. Y'all should be able to defend home field this time. Since you lost to Northern Illinois last time, so you pretty sure you know. Fans are looking at y'all like, y'all, if y'all don't defend the home field this time, it's going to be some problems. Marcus Freeman. Is there anything to be said? Is there anything that needs to be said about this? Okay, thank you. I know Stanford's up to us and it's a surprising start. I get it. But I think Dabo is trying to show that he still got it. I think Dabo wants to show that he still got it. So yeah, give me the fighting Dabos, Clemson Tigers. Illinois, y'all off to a great start, 4-0. I give it to you, but y'all not going to have it fighting. Y'all not winning. We are Penn State. I'm taking Cincinnati. I don't care what ESPN says about this. I'm taking Cincinnati. That damn defense. If that defense show up in Lubbock, Texas Tech can't do nothing with it. I'm sorry. Give me Cincinnati. Give me the Bearcats. And then our spotlight game of the week. The fans I voted in a very close vote. And 51.7 gave it to Alabama. And 48.3% voted for Georgia. Now, in our first 4 weeks, I went with the people that voted. You know, we put Notre Dame together. You know, we picked it Texas to beat Michigan together. We picked it who was week 3? I don't remember week 3, and I know last week we all picked Tennessee together over Oklahoma. I can't remember week 3. Matter of fact, can I look it up? Who we picked for week 3? Who was week 3? I should know it by heart, but I don't. That's my bad. Who we had week 3? Oh, Alabama destroying Wisconsin, which they did. But this right here, y'all went with Alabama to defend home turf against the Georgia Bulldogs. We went 4-4. We ain't going 5-5. Give me them damn Bulldogs. I'm taking Georgia. I'm taking Georgia, David, and Cole Duo going. Stop with the drama. You're picking Georgia. Yes, I'm picking Georgia. I'm sorry. I'm going Bulldogs, David. Nick Saban ain't there, so the whole somebody outside Alabama beat Georgia. Kellen DeBoer, show me that you ready to take the reins from Nick Saban, and you beat Georgia. Until then, I'm picking Georgia. God damn it, I am picking Georgia. To go on the road and get a big dub in Tuscaloosa. Cole also says, GoFundMe's for Marcus Freeman will be coming out the woodworks if Notre Dame loses to Louisville for the second straight year. Yeah, and I believe the last time they lost to him was actually in South Bend too, if I remember correctly. But yeah, here we go. I'm taking Rutgers, Kansas State, Texas A&M, UCF, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Clemson, Penn State, Cincinnati. And I'm taking Georgia over Alabama, while the fans are taking Alabama over Georgia. I got to do what I got to do, man. I got to do what I got to do. See, as you can see, my fanfare for Florida has nothing to do with me picking or how I talk about games. If I feel you're the better team, that's what I'm going to pick. And I'm picking Georgia. Hey, I picked Georgia to win the damn conference. What does that tell you? And I picked Florida State to win the ACC, even though I'm looking stupid for that pick right now. But I put my bias aside and I picked USC. And last week I put my bias and hatred to the side of USC and picked them to beat Michigan. Right now, being objective is not working for me right now, if I'm being completely honest. But hey, this is what we do here on the Pessimistic Ball Network. We be objective. We be objective. That's what we here to do. But with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in to this edition of Bearing Down the Gridiron. You can catch the replay of this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. You can catch this live on 502 American Angel Radio in Indianapolis on Friday, prime time action after shooting the lights out. And then you can catch this Saturday, 11 a.m. Leading you up to kickoff on Saturday morning, college football day, on the Real Rise Radio. All right? For tuning in. Thank y'all. I am out. I will see y'all next Wednesday for more Bearing Down the Gridiron. But if you want to hear from me again tomorrow, I don't know what time yet, but tomorrow will probably be around about 3:30, 4 o'clock. Ramley Talk. Rams got their first win of the season. Happy about that. And we beat the big bad bullies that is. So catch me on that tomorrow. Then if you want to stick with college football, next Wednesday, right here, same time, Bearing Down the Gridiron. Your boy, the Playmaker, signing off. I will see y'all next week.